popular principal who was at school one day and gone the next with no explanation. Students and parents want answers, so we tracked him down. But there are still questions about the $50,000 that also disappeared just before he did.
The character and the integrity of the principal is critical.
I'd like to talk to you about your sudden departure from Patricia Brothers. When it comes to Christian values, how does this sit with you?
People taking money from the kids just blows me away, to be honest.
Mr Passarello was a high-profile principal in charge of Patrician Brothers Blacktown in Sydney's West for 15 years. A respected, popular leader of his school community, he was the chairman of the Catholic Secondary Schools Association, a guest speaker at a statewide summit alongside the New South Wales Education Minister. He even appeared on the ABC's Q&A.
Do you think that you've contributed to the continued weakening of moral and ethical standards?
Perhaps a question Mr Passarello is now asking himself. A current affair can reveal police are investigating the sudden departure of the former principal after around $50,000 in school money went missing. This was the letter sent to parents in April this year, informing them Mr Passarello would not be returning to the college. Legal and privacy reasons prevented any further explanation. Father, when you're in the role of principal, how important is trust?
We get into trouble because we're supposed to be one of the most trusted people in the country, and we're not. It was the main thing you feel you've got from...
Catholic priest Father Chris Riley runs 8 schools for disadvantaged children. He says honesty is at the very core of teaching.
So I think you need to be quite harsh on the people who steal. It is stealing, and it's also depriving kids.
It cost each Year 7 parent just over $2,000 to send their son here to Patrician Brothers Blacktown this year. It's as though the school fees for 25 of those students, almost an entire class, just disappeared.
And that would be giving several kids an education, and they would be struggling to get into education from, an area such as Blacktown. You're taking from the kids, and that's what bugs me, because all our work is for them.
Besides private income, the school also received more than $13 million in government grants last year.
You're supposed to be a role model to your students, and what sort of example do you think would
I'm sorry, I have to comment at the stage.
Throughout his career, Mr Passarello embraced the media, but seemingly not anymore.
I mean, your teachings are based on Christian values, integrity, honesty. Do you feel embarrassed?
I appreciate your concern, but I have no further comment at this stage, but thank you.
Surely you have something to say just to your students.
At this stage, I have no further comment, but I really do appreciate your concern and questions. Thank you.
Have you mishandled the finances of the school?
I don't believe so, but in due course, a full and proper comment will be made.
It's a very serious allegation.
Absolutely it is, but thank you.
Despite his denials, A Current Affair understands Catholic education bosses made a deal with Mr Passarello.
Would you like to
pay the money back and avoid criminal charges? However, police say no deal. After initial inquiries, they've now launched a criminal investigation into the alleged fraud.
How have you taken those allegations against him?
Not well, but we're working through a process.
Would you like to deny them?
We're working through a process, but thank you. Thank you very much.
A second letter sent home to parents revealed the school's business manager, Steve Mulligan, was also on personal leave. Do you have anything you'd like to say about your departure from the school?
No, what?
Do you have any comment to make about the mishandling of finances?
No, what?
Were you left at the same time that Mr Passarello left on leave? Do you have anything to say?
No.
He denies any involvement or knowledge of a financial problem. Did you have any involvement at all in the mishandling of finances?
No. Contact Mr Greg Whitby. Speak to them. I've got no idea what you're talking about.
Mr Mulligan is now working at a public high school in Western Sydney. Are you concerned that police are now looking into the matter?
Are they?
Yes, they are. Are you concerned that they're looking into the matter?
No.
So as the business manager of the school, you can hand on your heart say that there was nothing untoward with the handling of finances at the school?
No, nothing.
Do you have falsified invoices for school trips and lost cash receipt books are believed to be among ways the school's finances were mishandled.
Any cash receipt books that went missing that you could tell us about?
What cash receipt books? Speak to the office ladies. They're the ones that do the trips. How often to do it with me?
In a statement, Catholic education boss Greg Whitby says,
"With consideration of the privacy of the individuals involved and their families, I will not be commenting further, except to say that the Catholic Education Diocese of Parramatta has acted with integrity."
None of us are above reproach. We are all accountable to our children, to our parents and our communities, and for the way that we use those public and family funds. We are the visible face of the school and of education more broadly, and it is absolutely critical that we act in ethical ways, that we do nothing to diminish the trust that the community places in us.
Craig Peterson from the New South Wales Secondary Principals Association says there is a lesson for everyone about not abusing your position of power.
That we are making sure that we're being clear and transparent in how we're using resources and allocating those resources, and following the checks and balances that most schools and most systems have in place.
Do you have a message for anybody in the position of principal who would ever consider doing something like this?